Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, season 7, episode 6. Um, it was an all right episode. We're getting somewhere. We're moving along.
Yeah, but it's episode 6 and we've just had our first party.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying
I
it's
know.
better than where we were.
For what it is this season, this is like our peak.
Fuck it. Actually, we don't need to talk about this. Instead, we're gonna skip. We're gonna do something fun. Are you ready? Before I get into it,
Yay!
I'm
Yeah.
very excited to tell this story. So I work for a like startup-ish in New York, and
Yes.
we just hired a new PR person, and she's fantastic, and she literally knows everyone. And
Fun.
because I only have the personality trait of loving things Bravo, she knows that I love Bravo so much. So she that today, or not today, yesterday comes to my desk and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, hey, we got a PR package. Guess from who? I was like,
Loverboy?
who? She's like, Loverboy. And I thought it was gonna be merch. It wasn't merch, but it was fun. So we have Loverboy wine spritzers. You know how they make those?
Oh my God, yes. Wait, is that the guava one?
No, this is blueberry lemon.
Okay, I had the guava one on St. Patrick's Day. They finally got to Missouri, and my sister's little liquor store, she like follows them on Instagram or Facebook. So she told me that they had them, and we went and got some for our St. Patrick's Day party slash her
Fucking
birthday.
amazing. I would like to say though, everywhere I look, I can't find lover boys. I have to get them sent to me. This is the first time I've seen
That's
them in
wild. I
forever.
wonder if the distribution's now messed up in New York.
I don't know, but I got them, right? So I'm gonna try this one. I am very excited, and I'm gonna try all the other flavors next week because we're saving them for a
Mm-hmm.
happy hour. But she let me take this, and no one
Nice.
knows. So ready?
I did also have the espresso martini.
Oh, is it good? I've heard that one's like fan fucking tastic.
I'm a big fan of espresso martinis, so I loved it. My sister did not, but
I'm
she
not a
also
fan.
not a big drinker, just had a baby, so I think like it was very strong for her.
That's fair. I mean, I
Where I'm
don't
like,
like coffee.
inject me with that.
Yeah, I don't like coffee, so
Yeah, I
that's
don't
not
think
gonna
you'll
work
like it.
for
I
me.
will say I did not shake it, and you're supposed to. So I
Oh,
had to shake it after the fact.
I'm not supposed to shake the wine spritzer,
No,
right?
no, no.
No.
It's just the espresso martini. Like it was a little
Okay,
chalky when I first tasted it because I didn't shake it.
weird.
So
Okay, so
note
I'd
to
like to
self.
do a live review. Are you ready?
Yes.
It smells good. It smells like blueberry. I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting no sense of lemon.
Love.
Oh, it's pretty good. Oh, okay.
I think those are really refreshing.
I'm not, yeah, it's very refreshing. I think I braced myself for more of a wine taste.
Mm-hmm.
But it is. It's more like a spritz. That's
Yeah.
lovely. Wow, Kyle.
It
Okay.
was, I thought the guava one was really refreshing.
Okay. This one's pretty good. It's better than that really bad tea I had that one time on the podcast.
Okay, I also had their new mixed pack.
I've had the new mix pack. I had it this weekend.
I really liked them.
I wish I had more. I think I only had the half and half.
Okay, I didn't, that's the only one I didn't have.
That one was good. And then I
Mm-hmm.
think I tried a sip of like the vanilla cherry and I didn't like that.
It's like a soda. I don't like the
I
pack and the
didn't.
flavors together that they chose because I find it weird to like drink one after the other.
Yeah.
I could have one of the like cherry vanillas, but like I didn't need multiple. Me and my sister had one of each because they
Okay.
obviously come in
What'd you think of the other
an eight
ones?
pack. I liked them. I liked everything. It was just like I said, I don't like it all together.
I still think the best is that it's not hibiscus, right? It's like the pomegranate tea or whatever. The dark pink.
Oh, from the OGs.
Yeah.
That is really good.
The
I think it is hibiscus.
hibiscus palm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the black tea lemon was death to
I
me.
think the
Okay.
spritzes are my favorite though.
I do really like the spritz. It's lovely. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get drunk. Anyway, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, Vanderpump Rules podcast, and we have One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We have no new reviews this week. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get.
Let's hear it.
For what? Oh, okay. You never do that. I love that you're engaged. Okay. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our pre-shows where Meredith and I talk about whatever we want, or we get cut off in the middle of it because my computer shuts down. Sorry about that.
That it was pretty funny.
Also, you get any episodes we record early, including this one. This one dropped first on the Patreon, and then it dropped to the rest of the world.
That is indeed true.
For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus you get access to our after show that we do when we go back and we watch old seasons, so we can talk about Bravo News, but we're not doing that now because we'll talk about Bravo News live on the podcast. But there are plenty of after shows if you want to go check those out. Also, we'll say your name on the podcast, so thank you to Chris, Danae, Dee, Dustin, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Casey, Katie, Kelsey, Chrissy, Sarah, Cameron, Tierney, Tiffany, Tonette, Tracy, Amy, April, Courtney, Emily, Gina, Jennifer, Kirsten, Christina, Ruby, and Taylor.
Woohoo!
Oh my God, that was wild.
It's a great group.
Can you believe?
I can. I can believe it.
Okay. Also on our Patreon, not also for $2. Sorry, I'm like losing my mind. On our Patreon, there's also a $5 option, in which you will, for live shows, be able to give us your thoughts, your questions, your opinions, your concerns, basically anything you want to say, and we will read it live on the podcast. Let me think what else. Oh, we'll also pick a patron of the episode. I'm going to my list because now I'm together because I'm an organized biatch. Okay, so
Alicia's entered the chat 3 years after we started this podcast.
Someone fire me. So this week's patron of the episode is very special to this podcast. I saw a glimpse of him last week and I can't stop thinking about it. So Chris, because remember when Meredith's dad walked in while we were filming the podcast and we had to freeze and Meredith yelled at him.
Yeah, I paused it. I didn't take it out.
She literally goes, "Are you kidding me right now?" And he's like, "What?" And she goes, "I'm recording." And he's like, "Okay." And he keeps talking.
He literally was waving to Alicia.
I couldn't see him because he was out of frame, which was even funnier.
That I didn't even notice that you couldn't see him, but he was waving at you.
Yeah, I couldn't see him or hear him because or he couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
It was the deaf and the blind trying to communicate.
That's true.
So Chris, thank you so much for that. I loved every second of it. I know you're not going to listen, but just in case.
It's his first week without me there. So
he's
shout out to
Chris. Heartbreaking too. There you go.
Yeah, he needed this.
Okay, should we talk about, oh my God, you want to know the worst part about my computer shutting down?
You don't have anything ready.
I had went through and gone through here I got it. It auto saved. Thank God. I have everyone's thoughts from the beginning of the episode.
Okay, podcast by the people.
That's what it's called. That's right. I should be fired. I would also like to say I did forget for Summer House, and I do want to shout out Tonette for messaging me separately to say, Alicia, did you forget something? Ooh. And that's all I ask. She's truly a real one.
By the patrons.
That's okay. I understand. I didn't forget for Vanderpump Rules. So suck it. Anyway, okay. So yay, before we start, here are the podcast by the people. First, Tonette actually said, I don't watch Vanderpump Rules, but what the fuck did Sandoval do? And to that, Tonette, I would love to bring you to our Patreon. We did release a free episode to all about Scandival. It is not updated because
Scandival in the early days.
Yeah, it was like the day after it dropped. Mm-hmm. Scandival is still happening. There is still new information coming out. For those of you who don't want to wait, but I will repeat myself, apparently him and Raquel are in Arizona right now together.
Well, they're back. They're back in LA because
back now because of the reunion.
Because the 23rd is the reunion.
But they were in Arizona together, so we all just want to pull our hair out. But wow, you should go listen to our free episode.
And we're going to be doing some updates, so those will be on Patreon as well.
Yes. Okay, so Tyranny said, I have some notes. Shocking, I know, but here you go. Was it Summer House or Southern Charm reunion where someone coached another person on an apology? I feel like Amanda was the one who tried to coach another person on giving an apology. I could completely be wrong. Anyways, actually, I don't remember.
I don't remember it on Summer House. I am vaguely remembering something like an apology happening with Catherine.
Listen, both these groups fucking suck at apologizing. So it could be either. Anyway, if it was Amanda and then that was the apology she gave Lindsay and thought it would be good enough, you've known this woman for 7 years. You know Lindsay thinks she's always right. I'm also someone who normally loves Lindsay, but she's stubborn AF. Listen, she is stubborn AF, but she was great TV this episode. I loved her. She was cracking me up. I think I said this last week. I think that the Amanda Lindsay thing is Amanda thinks she apologized over text.
Yeah.
And Lindsay.
We kind of get that. Paige talks about that too, Lindsay, in the episode.
There's a lot of.
There's a major disconnect.
Amanda and Lindsay are not the same person. Like they cannot communicate. Anyway, Tierney says, okay, so thoughts on Danielle and Hubs. I agree with you, Meredith. Lindsay needs to own her part, but never will. I would love to see them reconcile because the end of their friendship actually hurts my heart. Same. Yeah. I have interesting thoughts about them this episode because I think they talked, but it was like weird.
Yeah. I wonder if Lindsay's opinion about her friendship with Danielle is going to change as she gets to see Danielle's interviews.
Maybe.
I think Danielle does a really good job in her interviews, kind of expressing her concerns. Yeah, away from like the actual drama, like explaining like what she's thinking and the whys behind like what she's saying and doing.
Agreed. Okay, Sierra and Maya saying that Gabby is privileged seems mean girlish. I love Gabby since the first episode. I really hope they sit down with her, but I don't see Sierra ever reaching out to new people. It's always Paige and Sierra following her into the conversation. Maya seems to start the conversation, but as we saw with Sam, Maya isn't always the most warm and fuzzy. She's a little more blunt. I feel so uncomfortable. Oh, wait, we could stop there. That's a thought. Yeah, so it was mean girlish.
It just didn't make sense.
I didn't love it. It felt really attackish. Mm-hmm. Maya, yeah, she's not warm and fuzzy.
But hey, one thing I'll give to them on this one compared to the Maya situation with Sam is that I wonder if they were like just talking their thoughts out together. I'm happy they didn't like attack Gabby with that information.
I am too, but also I'm gonna defend Gabby because how is this the first party? Okay, I got issues. Anyway,
yes.
Okay. I felt so uncomfortable during the night out when Carl and Lindsay were just off on their own. You have said it many times before. Join the group. You're part of a show. Yes. So be part of said show. FYI, if it's late 30s, early 40 years old, men fight continues past the next episode, I might lose my shit. As a 43-year-old woman, I cannot take these two acting like fucking toddlers. Okay, rant over. Love you. Bye. No, yeah, they're fucking all stupid and ridiculous.
I swear to God, if this talk does not end the Kyle and Lindsay Carl issues, like I'm gonna lose my damn mind.
I don't care anymore. This is not a fun storyline for anyone. No,
like okay, next episode we better wrap it up.
Wrap it. Dustin said, I am LOLing in real life at work right now, listening to you talk about hugs. Funny shit. I hug everyone, by the way. No one is safe. Neither Meredith and I are huggers. So it was weird when she hugged me. Even when she visited me in New York in like October for BravoCon.
Yeah.
Literally, we were at the subway and I was like, do we hug? Of course we hug.
I even had the moment today when my friend left. I was in my mind. I didn't say it to her, but in my mind, I'm like, are we gonna hug? I don't want to, but I feel the societal pressure to hug people for them.
I think when you first see someone, right, when you're reunited, like you and me, I think we hugged when we first saw each other, and then we hugged goodbye, and that was it. We don't need to hug any other more. Yeah, any other hugs is too much.
And if like we lived in the same city, we just didn't. We don't really ever.
That's why it was weird because I was gonna see Meredith at work the next day. It was like hooking up with a coworker, like you didn't know what to do after that.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. It was awkward.
And Dustin also says, I guess I'll give Chris another shot. You two going on your crusade and fighting for him got me thinking. I hope him and his giant melon show up for the rest of the season, though. Tired of him trying to get the house to party, though. He needs to start getting it done. Listen, there's only so much a rookie can do, though.
That's the thing. I think he is a B character, so just enjoy him as a B character.
Yes, don't expect A-list shit out of him. I think Sam is going to be the A-list character.
The breakout star. I'm enjoying her.
I'm enjoying Gabby though too. Honestly, all three new people are very great, and I remember all their names. So
that is actually a miracle.
I know. Okay, so we're done. We're done with Patron by the People before. So we have or podcast by the people. God fucking damn it.
I didn't even track that one.
We'll go back after. Okay, so previously on Summer House, we finally got drunk. Gabby's throwing a Studio 54 wrist party. Sam had a date with an Australian named Tim, and he's going to come to the party. Andrea was here, but not for long enough. Kyle and Carl are trying not to let the girls affect them. Lindsay and Amanda are beefing because Amanda said some bad shit, and then Danielle played stir the pot and said she trusts Amanda the least, and Amanda cried, and then Kyle yelled at Lindsay about that, and Carl got pissed, and Danielle now feels awkward around Lindsay and Carl, and Danielle feels like they're moving too fast. Okay, let's talk about it. Also, I want to preface, I feel weird not being in a serious relationship for a long time and talking about this because I feel like my opinions are going to differ than those in very serious relationships. So I'm sorry if I do not see eye to eye, but please let me know.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of an opinion. Yes, I get so irked in this episode because I feel like people aren't allowed to share opinions. So like my opinion is my perspective.
Just don't leave a 1-star review and be like, you bitches are too single. We know. We're here.
We both live alone. We don't want to be around anyone. And this is why we Zoom twice a week. We have enough social interaction with each other.
Leave a 5-star review and tell us we're too single if you have to.
Dude, you can tell me your opinion on the relationship.
Just don't leave a review.
Just let me have mine and I'll let you have yours.
Okay, so it's Saturday.
But you're also wrong.
You are wrong.
Right.
Okay, so it's 11:22 a.m. We're setting up for the Studio 54th party. Gabby's giving a lot of direction. She's very particular. Okay, and they also have a photo wall, and it looks really bad. So the party's not starting out on a hot foot. Carl's really anxious because he knows he has to talk to Kyle. They haven't spoken since last weekend, and he knows the friendship is in trouble. But basically, like, he's just pissed Kyle talked to his girlfriend the way he did. Then we find out Tim the Australian's going to come with some friends. Robert can't come because he's working. Amanda and Kyle are here, and they bring the dogs. And then we find out the dogs are barkers, which I hate.
Okay, but I will say we didn't get a lot of barking in the episode.
Yeah, and they're very cute dogs.
I will actually give the dogs this one. I'm not a big dog person,
I'm not mad at the dog.
It was cute, and Kyle and Amanda looked real cute with them.
Oh my God, great. We'll talk about it. Okay, so Amanda was really sad last weekend, but she's not gonna let anyone prevent her from coming to the summer house and having a fun time. And tomorrow's her birthday, okay? So she's gonna enjoy herself.
This is the attitude I want. Despite the drama, let's have a good time. I don't care if you have to ignore Lindsay to have a good time. Have a good time. Just enjoy yourself, because then I'll enjoy watching you.
We see Kyle as a dog dad. It's very cute. Amanda and Lindsay have a weird, they're both in the hallway at the same time, but totally ignore each other. I don't even think I think Lindsay knows Amanda's behind her, but she doesn't look. And Amanda's like, oh, fuck. And she runs into her room.
Yeah.
Lindsay has zero interest in having a conversation. She's just going to have a fucking good time. Kyle, though, wants to talk to Carl early on. He sent a text on Sunday and asked how Carl's week has been, even though it was Sunday. So it was the day after. But he never heard back. And Amanda's like, that's okay. We understand why he didn't respond.
I'm glad Kyle texted Carl. I think the text is more than just how's your week. I think that's what he's expecting to say to Carl was the thing.
What did he text Carl then?
like probably like an apology, because they reference it
Oh.
later whenever they do talk. But I think Kyle's saying like, oh, I'll see, there's tension, and when I see Carl, I'm gonna be like, how was your week? To like
Hey
break the
man,
ice.
how's your week?
Hey dude,
You
I
show
know
up
we
at
work
work?
together.
You actually show up this time?
Oh
Or what
God.
happened?
He's like, I'll distract from the current fight by bringing up the previous
Yeah.
fight.
So, but Kyle has real anxiety too. So they both are anxious, and I think that shows that they both really care and don't want this
Yeah.
friendship to end. Okay, so now let's go to outfits. Carl looks nuts. This wig is not good on Carl.
It creeped me out.
It's not a look. But you know who does have looks? Maya and Sierra.
Incredible.
Specifically Sierra with Karma Brown. This is the most I've ever loved Sierra, and my love will never leave now. Like Karma Brown is the fucking funniest thing. Bam!
I loved this.
Bam! It's Karma Brown. It was awesome.
I loved her doing it in the interview. Bam. Like this was fun.
Oh my God, it was so fun.
It made sense.
It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So I apologize for every shitty thing I've said about Sierra. I think she's one of my top cast members now.
You know what? She's taking over the wig game from Kyle.
It was great. It was a 10 out of 10.
But what I need her to do is be able to incorporate this wig and incorporate Karma Brown into future themes, because Kyle always made the mullet work.
I think Karma Brown needs to have her own party.
I would love
it. Okay, so we start the party. Oliver's here in an even worse wig than Carl. I don't know.
His whole outfit was terrible. I was waiting for people to shame him, and nobody said anything.
Everyone's like, "Oh my God, you look great in your running shorts."
No,
and I was like, "Oh, a fanny pack?
I needed more."
It's very in. Okay, so Tim, we find out can't come, but he wants to meet up with Sam later. Sierra's walking around as Karma Brown, and her wig fucking flies off, and I had to pause because I lost it. It was so funny.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so it's a slow start to the party. There's no music. The DJ's not here yet. Gabby also leaves to change into her second look because it's too hot for her first look. We gotta do what we gotta do. And then Karma Brown's sad because there's no champagne bottles, there's no music, and this party sucks. And I would like to say, but why is a rookie throwing the first party of the summer with no idea what is supposed to happen from here? And also no one offered to help a rookie?
Yes.
No one was like, do you need guidance?
I was annoyed with Gabby for the same reason Sierra was annoyed. But then the minute Sierra said, like, this is what happens when you give it to a rookie, I remembered, why did you do that? Why would you ever give the first party? It shouldn't be the first party of the summer, but it is. But why do you give the first party to a rookie?
And why don't you offer to help? Okay, Gabby, you got some fake ass friends. Okay, Paige didn't tell you what to do. Sierra didn't tell you what to do. Maya, Danielle, Lynn, none of them.
Like this felt like just a backyard barbecue, not a summer house party.
No, and Gabby's fucking trying her best. She doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. The producers aren't helping her.
The decor was good. I think the idea is good. I don't like the Studio 54 wrist. I don't think the forest was needed. Like I think that was cute. It showed she cared. She wanted to put it to the summer house because they live in a forest. I guess. I just thought it was unnecessary. But I thought it was fun. I think she gave a good effort without knowing what was needed of her. I agree. And I'm upset. And to be honest, if I walked outside and there was no DJ, I'd be like, let's get some tunes on. Yeah. Like plug in the aux cord. Like, let's do something. Complaining. Yeah. Also, how come they kept pouring shots being like, I'm so sorry. It's good, girl. If I got alcohol, I can figure it out. Why are you apologizing? Yes. We're okay. Like, we're okay. You as the host have to make it fun no matter what is happening. Yeah. Like, what if the power went out and like the DJ couldn't play? Are you just gonna sit around and stare at each other now? I don't know. Gabby was having a great ass time. Okay. How come no one's having a great ass time with Gabby? I felt like this party, and by party I mean the people, the housemates were lame even in this party. I don't think the housemates helped. Like they should have been helping. Anyway, okay, Lindsay tells Carl that he should talk to Kyle and address it head on. And then on cue, Amanda and Kyle walk out and they're matching outfits and matching dog leashes. And incredible. They look fantastic. This entrance was epic. A 10 out of 10. Kyle looks great. I love how he was like complaining about his pants when he was getting dressed though. I know. He hated the pants, but they really worked for him. Mm-hmm. So now it's Saturday, 2:41 p.m.
Kyle goes up to Carl goes up to Kyle and goes, "Hi, how are ya?" And Kyle goes, "Wow, didn't even recognize ya."
This is the most awkward.
Like two
greeting.
dads. Two
Yes.
dads whose wives have forced them to hang out, and they're like,
Yep.
"How are you, man? You change your look? It's great." So Carl's like, "Hey, can we talk before the party gets going?" And they sit down, and Carl starts in with, Saturday night was really hard to be around. And Kyle said he just snapped. And Carl says he's never seen Kyle get that angry. And I was like, I feel like I have seen Kyle get that angry, but okay.
Yeah, remember when Amanda had to pull his shorts with the Luke fight in 2020?
You know what? I don't like you.
I don't like you.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, so Carl appreciates Kyle's text last weekend, but doesn't appreciate how Kyle talked about Lindsay and was even more taken aback of what Kyle was saying and is now wondering, do they even like him and Lindsay together? And Kyle says Carl's changed because he's spending a lot of time with Lindsay, and Kyle gets it. But take the boyfriend hat off. The friendship has changed. And Kyle says that stems from Amanda and Lindsay. And
Really
meanwhile, everyone's watching him.
Yeah, which good. You
Hilarious.
should. This is what Summer House is all about. I think that this conversation is the most adult conversation we have probably ever seen.
Yes.
It is very calm, even though it could be very heated. But I think whenever Carl says, like, do you even like us? Do you like us together? Like, I think that question has been needed to be said and addressed.
I agree. And I think the answer is no, or it's just weird and we have to get used to it.
Yes.
Like it's just,
I like that Kyle
thing.
said, like, the friendship has changed and it's kind of in a rough spot. Like, the girls are also in a rough spot.
Yes, I think Kyle and Amanda would be more inclined to like Lindsay and Carl if they hung out with them like on double dates and did that shit. But because the girls don't like each other, they're not going to do that shit and because Kyle's not going to get to know them as a couple by himself. Like, that's weird.
So weird.
That would never happen.
Yeah.
Because he's always had Amanda. Whereas Danielle can get to know the couple because she's been you know what I mean?
I mean, she still doesn't even want to do that.
Yes. I just think Lindsay and Carl, again, I could be wrong. I was like a single person. I get it. But I think, right, Carl and Lindsay started dating and we're like, bam, everyone should be okay with it. And everyone was like, well, for 7 years, we have not known this.
Yeah.
So we're like trying to.
And when we did try to give you, or like when they had their finger banging moment that one summer, it's like, then it didn't work. So we just all went quickly back to the like friend moments.
It didn't work. Carl's newly sober. It all happened very fast and off camera. Like, no one was really ready for it. And I feel like they were like, you're either 100% behind us or you're against us. And people were like, no, we're like 50% there.
That is a common theme this episode is I feel like they want hype people around them to hype their relationship up. And if anybody shows any type of doubt, they're like, I can't believe you. We're not friends.
And we'll get to this, but can I tell you what that reminded me of?
What?
Jax and Brittany.
Oh.
Because they were very much, remember that reunion where people were like, anytime we say anything against you guys, even if it's like, I don't know,
constructive
are you guys
criticism?
Anything. You guys come at us. And Brittany was even saying, she was like, oh, I guess you guys aren't our friends anymore. I guess you guys don't like us. And it was like, no, we're not saying that. We're just saying, like, we can't give you
any feedback without being attacked.
And it had those early stages. I don't think Carl or honestly Lindsay will ever get to that point, as like unhinged as Lindsay can be. I don't think she'll get there. But like it had sprinkles of that kind of attitude of like, if I express my concerns, you're just going to yell at me and be mad at me.
Yeah. I felt that this entire episode. Like, I felt like I was walking on a tightrope and I'm not even in the position.
No, we're not even at that conversation
No, but
yet.
I felt like the wind could blow and I was going to get yelled at.
Yes. Okay. So meanwhile, Amanda's talking to Paige and Sierra. And Lindsay's talking to Sam, and they're talking about this issue. Basically, we're all in agreement. We're really happy the boys are talking, but Amanda says Lindsay weaponizes the word friend, and it'll be like, you aren't being a good friend to me. and she's like, she can't seem to make it work. It's making her sick. And that's what like Brittany would do. And I was like, I'm getting hints. I'm getting hints of it.
Yeah.
Whether Amanda's a good friend or not, I don't think Amanda's a good friend to Lindsay. I want to say that.
Yeah.
But the fact that Lindsay will weaponize it is like, just
not
end
cool
the friendship,
either.
girl. Just be like, we're not friends.
We can be friendly.
We are the like friends, are like the
we are the
girlfriends
significant others
Yes.
of friends.
Yes. And we will go on double dates and we will just not be alone together.
Yes. Yeah,
Wild.
I can totally see Lindsay doing this.
She has, like, we've seen it.
Oh, it makes
okay.
it difficult to be her friend. Like, you don't want to support her.
I get it.
You just want to retreat, and Amanda has clearly retreated.
She's done.
Yeah.
So the boys continue to talk. Kyle says Amanda has tried for 6 years to be on Lindsay's good side. And Carl said Lindsay feels really hurt by what Amanda's done. So Kyle's like, what has Amanda done? And Carl says that Lindsay and Carl have been looking at houses. And Amanda said that it's too soon. And that was at the reunion. But we got the clip. And what happened when Lindsay was talking about getting a house. And Amanda's like, it just feels like really fast. She didn't say like, oh, it's too soon, you guys. She was just like, for me, it feels fast.
Why can't someone say that?
I think it's fast too.
Especially at a reunion to your face. I get like, if she was saying like at that reunion, there was some like behind the back comments, obviously Amanda made about Carl and like just about them in general, but like she is saying this to you. She's reacting to what you were saying at a reunion. The whole point is to talk about stuff.
And she's talking about her opinion, right? It seems fast. And if Lindsay wants to be like, it's not fast for us, then like, dope. But it would be fast for me. It would be fast for me as a person. And
that is just like a speed, like she's just spitting out a speed. She's not saying like that's a bad thing that it's going fast. She's just saying this is going fast.
Right. You have couples that get engaged after 6 months of knowing each other. You have couples that wait 8 years.
Yes.
One is fast, one is slow, and that's just my opinion on both. And neither one is bad.
Neither one is right. Nobody has to do it everybody else's way. But I was like, this was not a bad comment.
It wasn't bad. She should have been mad at the thing with like Lindsay's in his ear. And so that's shitty.
Yes. But I really thought Carl was also going to bring up the employee comment. And I was like, I'm sorry, but Lindsay really doesn't have a leg to stand on to be upset about the employee comment. Carl should be much.
If Carl's not pissed, Lindsay can't be pissed.
But you can't like die on the hill. Like
no.
I understand like being upset in the moment whenever you first heard it, but like you gotta move on. Like these aren't big, massive things that you need to hold on to for months.
Totally agree. Okay, so yeah, Kyle basically says what we said, like Amanda didn't mean anything negatively. And Carl says it was just weird to hear because Carl's always been super supportive of Amanda and Kyle. At times that maybe he shouldn't have been.
Yeah. But give him feedback.
Give feedback.
You really should have given your friend Kyle feedback when he was like staying out till 3 a.m, not calling Amanda back.
Yeah. Yes. That's shitty. And you should call your friend out on that. Anyway, Carl says it's weird to hear. He's never had an opinion about their relationship. Kyle says they're reading in between lines that don't exist. So they both think that their girlfriends are walking on eggshells around the other. So Carl says he knows Lindsay is polarizing, but she's trying to put her right foot forward and he wishes they could all be fine. To which they both agree in a perfect world, they'd be on double dates and they would have all this love about the friendships, but like, it's not. So regardless of lover boy or the girls, the boys want to prioritize their friendship
and stop letting the girl stuff get in the way.
Yes. They're going to move forward as friends. That's all they care about. They hug. Everyone watches. It seems great.
This was incredible. This gave me hope that they are actual friends today.
This was awesome. And literally, when the girlfriends start going at it, these two men should exit. They should just leave.
Yes.
They should be like, hey, man, let's go in the backyard and like, I don't know, smoke a cigarette.
Like if their partner talks to them about the drama, what I think these boys need to do is say, you need to talk to so-and-so. Like you need to go talk to Amanda. Like I can't get in the middle of this. And I support you. I'm here if you want to vent about things, but I can't make this problem a foursome problem.
Yeah. I would also be like, you can vent to me in the safety of our home. I'm not going to give an opinion. I will listen and I will be supportive, but I'm not going to shit talk them.
Yes.
I will give advice, but that is it.
That is huge because if you start piling on, if Carl starts piling on to like Lindsay's commentary,
like,
or Kyle starts piling on Amanda's commentary, like that just actually makes the chasm that much greater.
Yes. Be a listen, be an ear, but like leave it at that.
And and go fix things, you know, like go take action on it.
Encourage it.
Yeah.
So we go back to the party. Gabby's at the bar. She takes the mic. I don't know what she says, but there's music now. And Karma Brown is fucking killing it on the dance floor.
Love her.
To which Craig texts Paige and asks how the party is. And Paige was like, it was really slow until Karma Brown showed up. And Craig doesn't know who that is because Craig's a loser.
Should have been here.
Okay. And then Sam and the rest of the house have been invited to Tim's because he's throwing a house party today. Okay, so then Chris and Oliver are talking to some girls. They say they've been friends since 3rd grade. Lie. And they went to summer school in Florida together. Lie. And this is just a coincidence they're running into each other now. Lie. But Chris loves messing with a girl. He loves teasing. He wants a girl he can joke with and that can give him back. And listen, the amount of times I have told men false fucking things about me. And
it's fine.
Actually, there's a girl at my work. I don't know how it started, but we always call each other cousin. And people are always like, are you guys really cousins? And we're like, yeah. And no one believes us, but we will die on the hill. It's so funny.
It's harmless little lies. Like it's just a fun moment. No.
She's not gonna be pissed if she finds out. Okay, so someone now asked Gabby if her boobs are real or fake, and she's like, oh my god, they're real, but they look fake. She loves it, and I love that she loves this compliment so much.
Love that for her.
I want to support her in this. Gabby, your boobs look fake, girl.
She brings it up again later at some point.
3 other times. So Gabby, your boobs look fantastic. They could be
Shout
fake.
out to you, girly.
Love you so much. Okay, so Lindsay asked Carl about the conversation. This is one of my favorite conversations.
God.
Okay. Carl feels better. He's not okay with how Kyle spoke to Lindsay, but it was because of something that was said to Amanda, and Lindsay and Amanda should talk. Lindsay's like, oh my God, you had a really long conversation. It was all about me.
I was like, how did you get that from what he just said?
Can I just say this? Lindsay is the James to me of Summer House in the sense that she is such good TV sometimes. This was so funny to watch. Okay. So,
it was like a slow motion car crash because I saw what Carl was saying and I saw immediately how Lindsay did not take anything that Carl said.
We also find out later Lindsay's drinking, so she's not thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. So Carl's like, no, the whole conversation wasn't about you, but it was mostly about you and Amanda.
Yes.
And Carl's like, you guys should have a conversation. And Lindsay said she had it her way, her and Amanda would talk all the time because she's a very direct communicator.
And I was like, you think you're a direct communicator?
And Carl goes, I know that. And Lindsay goes, you do, because it doesn't feel like you do.
She was looking for a fight.
That was so funny. I'm a direct communicator, which Lindsay is. If she has a problem, she's going to fucking tell you. You're not always going to be able to dissect what the problem is, but you're going to know she has a problem with you.
I would not call her a direct communicator. I think when she wants to talk to you, she will.
She's confrontational.
She is confrontational about some things. She is aggressive is what I would call her.
She's a lot.
I would not call her a direct communicator because I think back to last summer when like Sierra wanted to talk on Lindsay's birthday and Lindsay doesn't want to. Like there's an issue here. Lindsay doesn't want to.
Different. Lindsay was hammered.
But this situation, like Carl tells Lindsay like she should talk to Amanda and she's like, I'm not going to talk to her. She can come talk to me.
Okay, Lindsay does not like to admit when she was wrong, and Lindsay also does not like to make the first move in not a hookup scenario.
Yes,
if it's a hookup scenario,
not direct.
She's direct with her hookups.
That is true.
Whatever.
I'm just saying she is not direct. There are other adjectives she is, but I would not call her direct.
A communicator.
Jesus Christ.
So Carl tells Lindsay not to make this more difficult than it is. And Lindsay says she's not going to go to Amanda and beg for an apology. And Carl says he's dealing with the shit that he needs to deal with it. And Lindsay asks Carl, why are you mad at me? And he says, I'm not mad at you. And Lindsay's like, okay, then don't come for me. And Carl says, trust me, I'm not coming at you. You'll know when I'm coming at you.
Ooh.
To which I was like, if I was Lindsay, that's a threat immediately.
Like,
I know
you
I'm
can
pushing.
tell Carl is at his limit, though, that he is frustrated in this conversation.
Listen, I know I'm pushing for a fight, but you can't threat. That's different.
I thought this was gonna level up even more.
I thought so too, and I got kind of pumped.
I got excited.
Because we have not seen enough couples. If couples are going to be in the house, you have to fight. That's the
Yes.
rule.
Yes.
Okay, so Carl and Lindsay continue their conversation after the commercial break. Carl wants them to be good friends, but Lindsay's like, how are we supposed to do that when I reached out to her and I'm hurt and Amanda did nothing? And Lindsay's not going to beg for a conversation. She's expecting Amanda to do that, and Amanda won't do it. So basically, you have two really stubborn people that aren't going to make the first move. So, like, what do you do?
I don't think it's 100% stubbornness on Amanda's side. I don't think Amanda thinks that this is like a big deal.
An issue, because she apologized via text.
Amanda is like, yeah, I apologize, and Lindsay's just still upset. So when Lindsay's moved past it, we can move past it.
I don't think the apology suffices.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying I think that's what Amanda's thinking is, I do too. She still needs time.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so Lindsay says Amanda's never done anything. And Carl's like, she did apologize to over text. And this is the first time Lindsay admits that she did receive an apology over text.
Because she has said that she got nothing.
Nothing. Remember when she like came at Sam? Like, what? Nothing. Yeah. So Amanda led Lindsay to believe that there would be a bigger conversation. I don't know where that happened, but okay.
I don't either, but okay.
So Carl's like, yes, I'm telling you to have a bigger conversation. And Lindsay's like, yeah, I know. So then Carl's like, great, let's play beer pong.
This was the weirdest thing because Carl's like, I think you need to have a conversation. Lindsay's like, absolutely not. I'm not going to ask for a conversation. And then Carl's like, well, XYZ. And Lindsay's like, yeah, I think we need a conversation. I'm like, okay, you definitely are drunk.
She's drunk. And then he's like, Lindsay's like a dog and he has a sparkly toy. He's like, let's play beer pong.
Let's move on. Yeah.
Fine. But everyone was watching them argue too, which like does not help.
It just felt like this was like going in circles a little bit. Thank God it didn't go on longer. But I was like, Lindsay, you just don't get the point that sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do to make it better for the group.
This was my favorite Lindsay episode so far. I loved it. I thought she was great TV. 10 out of 10 TV. It was
This is why
funny.
I don't like her, because it irks me. Like, I just put your big girl panties on and go fucking have a conversation with Amanda.
I know.
This is getting old.
I haven't checked Twitter, but all season has been very pro Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've always been pro Lindsay.
Yeah.
But this season I really haven't been until this episode. And now I'm wondering if I'm on the other side. And
I think you are opposite of public opinion.
I'm not saying she's right. I'm saying she's great TV. And this was so entertaining. Yeah. And I could have watched her argue with Carl, honestly, all day, because I think it was so funny.
You know what? Whenever you pull tweets, so people go vote on this, because by the time this airs, Alicia would have put up the tweets. But I want a poll that says do you dislike or like Lindsay? And then a secondary poll that if you dislike her, an open box text field of what's the reason? Because like I said, mine is because her personality doesn't sit with me and my personality well, and so it irks me a lot. This moment just kills me.
I'll also put one on why do you like Lindsay?
Yes.
And mine would be there's something endearing about her.
Yes.
It's
I want other people's opinions.
Honestly,
what are the reasons?
She's kind of like a Lala, right? She's aggressive. She's gonna let you know. She's very that, and she'll argue.
I think Lala holds herself a little bit more accountable than Lindsay does.
Yes, but there's something so endearing I can't explain. I'm excited to read the tweets because me too. I have been opposite of the people. I'm usually with the people because everyone usually loves Lindsay.
Yeah,
except for this episode. I love her. I love her this episode. I haven't liked her throughout the whole season.
You know what? She is serving as a reality TV star. You're right on that point.
So good. Okay, so Chris and Kyle talk really quick about the conversation, and Chris does say when there's drama, we all feel the drama. So can there be no more drama? This is the perfect B list shit to say. Stop with the
Yes.
drama.
Yep.
Okay. So Danielle had watched Carl and Lindsay argue, and she's just like, how does the argument just end there? And like they're all fine and dandy. Like, I don't understand. So Chris is flirting with a girl that he almost throws in the pool. Sam really wants to go to Tim's house in Montauk. She wants some dick. And I get it. When you're drunk and you know you're gonna get some dick, you're like, can we get there already? Like,
I also think it's funny that she like is walking up to other housemates being like, are you going to Montauk? Don't leave without me.
Don't leave without me. I have to come. It was so funny. Okay, so Danielle and Carl now talk about Lindsay and Carl talking. And Danielle saw how heated Lindsay was getting. And Carl was like, yeah, communicating's really hard when Lindsay's drunk. And I'm like, there it is. She's usually great.
I didn't realize she was drunk while watching the argument because of the way it was cut. Like Carl and Kyle's conversation, they said, let's have this conversation before the party starts. And then we immediately get Carl and Lindsay's conversation. So in my mind, the party really isn't in full force yet. Like we really haven't been drinking.
So we find out she's drunk. Carl said that he wanted to just walk away from it. And Danielle's like, for two very outspoken people, you guys internalize a lot of things. And Danielle says, like, not all relationships are perfect. Like, she barely sees Robert. And I think she's really upset with her relationship at this point.
Yeah.
But she wants Carl and Lindsay to have the type of relationship where they can talk about the hard things, which I think is great. I wish that for all my friends. I want you all to have a comfort where you can talk about very serious things without the fear of the relationship ending.
Yeah. Like, you shouldn't have to tiptoe around each other.
Yeah.
All the time.
I think that's great. Okay, so then drunk Lindsay talks to Paige. With this is when I knew Lindsay was drunk, because why the fuck would she confide in Paige?
Well, she doesn't really have an ally. I mean, Danielle's her ally, but Danielle's busy.
Yeah.
So Paige and Lindsay did make good before the summer came in. So like,
I guess you're right.
This is the next person she would go to based on like length of time of knowing someone and like knowing the complexity of these issues.
I just think it's so funny that she's the one that starts and she's like, ugh, guys and communicating, right?
I was like, wow, we have come so far. Look at this pairing.
I know. And then she's like, I need to talk to Amanda. And Paige is like, why don't you just pull her aside and talk to her?
Yeah.
And Lindsay's like, because I'm hurt. And Paige is like, does Amanda know you're hurt? And Lindsay goes, no.
I was like, oh God, this makes me even more mad. Like, you know, Amanda's never going to pull you for a conversation, and you're still so upset she's not pulling you for a conversation. She can't read your mind.
It's so funny. It's so funny to me.
Paige was the audience. She was like asking and saying the things that like we would have been like, really?
I don't think I could ever be best friends with Lindsay, but I could be like a Paige where we occasionally get together. Lindsay says some stupid shit and I'm not totally like off-putted by it. Like, I'm like, whatever.
Paige is good at giving Lindsay like feedback that doesn't come off negative to Lindsay. I noticed in this conversation. Paige is good at asking questions, so Lindsay does the feedback herself. Yeah,
I also think like Lindsay doesn't care that much about Paige in the sense of like, even if Paige did say like, I hate you and Carl, Lindsay would be like, who gives a fuck?
She doesn't hold weight in it, whereas she does hold weight in what Danielle says, what Amanda, what Kyle says.
Yes, I think those, because her and Paige have never been great and they've just agreed to be like friendly for the summer. Yeah. She's like, I don't give a fuck what this girl thinks.
That's true. Like Lindsay needs to treat her relationship with Amanda like she does with Paige now.
Yes.
Like they can beef a little bit, but they get over it.
Yeah. Okay, so they talk. Paige is like, Amanda's not going to come talk to you if she doesn't know that you're fucking pissed. And Lindsay's like, I don't want to make a big deal out of things. And that's where Paige goes, okay. So Lindsay's upset over multiple things. Especially Amanda saying it's too soon to move in with Carl, which I don't know why this is the one where like Carl and Lindsay are stuck on. This is like the newest thing that we haven't heard about all summer.
I know.
This is what we're mad.
I was confused by this. Every time that one of them would say like, we're upset, I thought they were going to say something else.
Yeah. Anything else. But not this.
But anyway. Also, if you make a decision to like move in after a month, 2 months, why do you care that much about other people's opinions?
You have to know someone's gonna say it's fast. It's not like out of nowhere people are like,
Yeah.
like if someone after 8 years, you're like, oh, that's kind of fast, that would shake me. I'd be like, what? No one expected that. But a month, people are gonna say it's fast.
Yeah. Like,
prepare yourself.
yes. And be confident enough in your decision to, move forward with it anyways.
Who cares, right? So Paige then says, well, Danielle said it was kind of fast too. And Lindsay shook. Lindsay
Yeah.
is like, betrayal has never hit her
I
so
think
hard.
Paige is trying to say, like, this isn't just an Amanda thing. Like, if
It's
you're
not a
just
big
pissed
deal.
at her, like, this is kind of common feedback people are saying. Why aren't you mad at Danielle? And I don't think Paige knew that she was really throwing Danielle under the bus here. Because it wasn't groundbreaking. Like, everyone is saying this.
Yeah, I think Paige meant it like that. However, I don't know. It felt weird.
Calculated.
It didn't feel calculated, but it didn't feel like Paige thought this through.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We're all
she was thinking more of the defense of Amanda rather than what she was doing to Danielle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Paige then tells Lindsay everything. Because once I see Lindsay shook, as Paige, I probably would be like, you need to go speak to Danielle, opposed to being like, yeah, she said this and that and that and this. And so Lindsay's like, well, that's like me saying that I'm nervous that Robert's a chef to Danielle.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
Paige goes, that's a valid concern. Like, you could say that to Danielle. You could be like, I'm concerned that your boyfriend is always
unavailable.
Yeah,
because he's a chef. Yeah,
he's not able to give you what you
want. I think
want.
Danielle would be like, yeah, it is a valid concern of mine too.
Yeah, like Paige is like, you can say that to a friend.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the only part that I felt Paige was like, hold up, you can say that. Like, it's okay.
That's where I feel like Paige was like, wait, we are giving you feedback. Like, you can give Danielle that same feedback.
You don't have to take the feedback. If you don't want to change your life, don't.
Yeah. But like, why can't your friends tell you things that are on their mind?
And then Lindsay says that Danielle and Robert moved in together after 2 months, which I don't think so. They just, I mean, maybe they like moved into one or the other apartment or they stayed together and stuff, but they had just moved in together like last November, 2021.
Okay, but let's say they even did do that. Like,
fine.
Why did you say that comment in the moment?
Who cares? I don't know. But yeah, Lindsay thinks Danielle's concerns are wild. Like, she's never heard anything so outrageous.
I think Lindsay doesn't want any commentary on her relationship at all. Like, she doesn't want people to tell her it's not, like, something's not a good idea, because she just wants people to be like, this is the most incredible thing ever. You guys together, incredible.
Yeah, that's the Jackson Brittany of it all for me. So Paige, ultimately is like, I was under the assumption that you knew because you and Danielle are best friends.
I would think that. I would also think that, like, what wouldn't your friend be telling you this type of information too? If like everybody else is saying, like, again, this is a common theme people are saying. Wouldn't your best friend be giving you this information too?
You would think so. Yeah. Okay, so then we cut to Chris flirting with some girls.
By the way, maybe she has. Maybe Danielle has said some things, and Lindsay just may not be latching onto it.
I have a feeling Danielle tiptoed a line where maybe she
alluded.
Like, how do you feel about being sober when, like, Carl, for Carl, is that something that makes you happy? And I think maybe she was met with a little bit of defensiveness. And that's where Danielle was like, okay.
Didn't pursue it further.
You like tip, you do that with friends. Like, I like to do it. And like, if I think my friends are moving fast, I'll be like, oh my God.
How are you feeling?
I'll be like, oh my God, I have such commitment issues. I could never, like, are you feeling so secure? That's so great.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh yeah, it is moving fast, but I like it. And I'd be like, I'm happy for you. It's so fast for me because fast is 9 years for me. To even go on a second date. Yeah, I'm wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris flirting with girls. Gabby's really happy about her boobs being fake. Then Danielle walks over to Lindsay and Paige goes to the bathroom. So Danielle's like, what are you guys talking about? And Lindsay goes, you. And Danielle's like, oh, is she talking shit? Fuck you, Paige. And it was like funny, but Lindsay's like, no, actually, bad stuff. It was so good. It was
Like,
so
oh,
good. Lindsay
God.
is so funny. Okay. So Lindsay says that she heard Danielle is concerned about her relationship. And Danielle's like, yeah, as a best friend, I'm always concerned about your relationship.
I'm happy she said that.
That's a great line. I'm going to use that forever.
Yes.
Okay, so Danielle didn't say it was like too soon to move in, but that like Carl and Lindsay are moving hella fast.
Yeah.
And Lindsay goes, what do you mean by hella fast? I was like,
Oh, I was just like shook. I was like, oh my God, you're not gonna like listen to anything at face value. You're just gonna be upset no matter what she says.
She's already offended.
Yes.
She's already offended. So Danielle's like, yeah, because like you didn't, oh, because this is where Lindsay's like, it's been 6 years. How can we move hella fast? And Danielle's like, yeah, but not in a relationship. Like a friendship and a relationship are two
so
different things. Like, and then she goes, it's not bad. Like, okay. And Lindsay's so upset because her and Carl want to have each other's babies.
Oh God. I was like, what does this have to do with anything?
I loved it. Because then Danielle's like, you know what? It's really annoying how defensive you're being. And Lindsay's upset. Like, what's wrong with having a fairy tale? And Danielle's like, it's because you guys don't talk about hard shit. That's what's wrong with having a fairy tale.
Be a little realistic about what's going on.
And then I love Lindsay going, well, Carl's like that. It's like, just throw his ass under that bus, Lindsay. It's not me, it's Carl. I loved it.
She is so defensive in this conversation to the point where she is so willing to throw Carl down because she's not the problem.
Well, this is where we learn Lindsay's a hard conversation girl. She's a direct communicator.
You're not.
She's a hard conversation girl.
But you won't have a conversation with Amanda.
She's a direct communicator and a hard conversation girl. And those are the only two ways we describe Lindsay Hubbard on this podcast from now on.
Oh, I like if Andy doesn't address this at the reunion.
So funny. It was so funny to me.
I'm gonna be pissed. Just in general. Like the fact that there can be no comments about their relationship. Lindsay saying she's an excellent communicator, yet not actively trying not to communicate with people.
I'm going to try and submit a question on Twitter.
For the first time ever, I might as well.
I'm going to ask and be like, do Lindsay and Carl realize that them not allowing people to comment is very much like a Jackson Brittany situation?
Yeah.
Because I think if we get that wake up call and that comparison, Lindsay's going to take all the criticism.
And here's the thing, like that alienates your friends because they're not willing to just blow smoke up your ass. And so they're just not going to say anything, which means that they don't want to be around you.
Well, as friends, we want to have hard conversations too, whether that be about your relationship. Listen, I was in a very bad relationship in college and I had a friend literally come to college, go to my boyfriend and be like, you're a horrible person. You need to break up with my friend. The next morning, tell me she did that. And Incredible. I was pissed. And she literally looks at me and goes, he is a horrible person towards you and you deserve way better. I don't care if you're mad at me. Like, I did this to save you.
Yes. Being a friend is not doing what you want. It's doing what you need.
Yeah. That was still one of the best things a friend has ever done to me.
And playing devil's advocate is a huge thing.
Huge part of it. Oh, okay. Anyway, boop, boop, boop. Okay. So Danielle is basically like, Lindsay, you're not a hard conversation girl. Remember last weekend when you couldn't have a hard conversation with Carl for not standing up for you? Which I don't think that was like, I understand why Carl didn't. So I don't think that was necessary. But I get where Danielle has known Lindsay for how long and knows she's not a hard conversation girl.
She should have, we talked about this last episode. She should have told Carl she was like, she wished he would have had her back more. Like she should have at least been able to communicate that and talk through that.
Because all we did see was her being like, I'm not upset. And he was like, I'm not upset. And she was like, me neither.
Yeah.
And that was it.
But like, let's be honest, she wanted him to say something, even if then like rationally later down, she could come off of it and be like, okay, I see why you didn't.
Yes.
But she should be able to communicate like, you know, what her wants are from her partner.
Yeah. So Lindsay says she was mad last weekend and Danielle's like, you didn't show it. And Lindsay says, because she's been doing therapy, which is hilarious. That's not what doing therapy is for. Maybe because Lindsay is very reactive.
Yeah.
So
okay, that is good.
I'm just saying, maybe
excellent communicator, we're not there yet in therapy.
No, I think her therapist was like, in a time where you're maybe in a volatile situation, you maybe count to 5 before you say anything.
Breathe, say all the things in your head, but don't say them out loud.
I used to be very reactive, and now I will take a deep breath and I will shut down instead. And I'll be like, we can discuss this in a calmer way.
Yeah.
Shout out. So I'll give it. Lindsay's in therapy. We always think people need therapy. Okay, so Danielle says she doesn't want to lose her 2 best friends. And Lindsay said, you will never lose me. Which
I was like, ooh,
that hit hard. But also I wanted to be like, Danielle is expressing like she's scared to lose you.
Yes.
Don't just say like you won't. Maybe take that and be like, I'll make sure of it. Or
like what is happening? Like, what is a way that I can show you that you're not losing me?
Yes. And Danielle does say it feels like I'm losing you because of your relationship, and it feels off limits to talk to you about it. And Danielle's not trying to talk shit on their relationship, but she does have opinions and she doesn't want to not share them. And Lindsay basically says, whether you're talking shit or not, tell her first. And Danielle gets that. But Danielle wants to see them speak up. And Lindsay agrees, and they hug and they love each other, which was a very adult conversation. I thought this was the conversation that ended the friendship. So
I did too. I didn't think it was this week when this conversation happened, because we saw in the preview Danielle saying, like, you're getting defensive. That's I thought that this conversation would be like way further into the summer.
Same. So we still have to wait for the demise.
But what I will say is Lindsay saying like, oh, you can give me comments, just say it to my face. That's not true, because that's what Amanda did to you.
It's not it. Wait, when did Amanda give her comments?
At the reunion, like,
oh, you're
the
right.
flashback we got.
Yeah.
Lindsay's trying to tell Danielle how it's going to be okay if she gives feedback, but that's not what Lindsay wants. Lindsay doesn't want any feedback. She doesn't want any comments about her relationship unless they're positive. And
that's hard to do as a friend, especially for me, because I think my opinions are right. So I always want to give them. And then if I'm wrong, I'll be like, you're right, I'm wrong.
Well, if I give my opinion, you say, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to talk about this stuff, that's different.
Yeah.
Like, somebody should be able to express their opinions with you. And if you say, no, I don't think I'm moving too fast, and like, I don't really, like, I want to be excited about this, so like, I don't want to like think about like your worries, like that's not a worry for me, so we've addressed it, like, let's not talk about this.
It's even nice to say like, I see you're concerned, but I'm not concerned, so you shouldn't be concerned. Okay.
Yeah. But like, as long as you can express it once, like, that's important.
Yeah, I agree. So we go back to the party. Karma Brown's gonna get some pizzas. Gabby says her fake boob comment again. I fucking love it. Okay, so the house starts to change in comfy clothes because the party starts to, die. And we do see the assassination of Karma Brown. And it was so funny when Sierra comes out and she's like, hey, I missed you. It was so fucking funny.
I appreciate the commitment to the bit.
It was great. Like I said, I cannot praise Sierra enough this episode.
Incredible. And I feel like we didn't get much funness of the party. Like, some of that has to do with like not many people being single, and like, like if Sam's boy was here, like there would have been more like funness party, and there wasn't that.
It was also kind of a smaller party.
Yes. And so like Sierra doing her shtick really helped carry this party in the theme.
So pizza's here. We give the party a 6.5 out of 10. And Gabby's so sad because that means her party's a fail, which it's not. It should get extra points just for being the only party we have seen.
Realistically, yes. But realistically, yeah. On the Summer House scale, honestly, I wouldn't even given it a 6.5 in the collective Summer House parties. And it's not her fault. We've talked about all the reasons why it was set up for failure.
I support Gabby in her endeavors. She's trying. It's only been the new people trying.
Yep.
Okay, so Kyle starts opening up to Sam that his fear of raising children is that his kids won't like him. And this is brought up because his dog isn't paying attention to him. To which Sam starts saying like Kyle has the best energy and that's what's important. And he always has it in the summer house. So his kids will love him. And then I zone out because I watched Kyle share a slice of pizza with his dog.
This bothered me.
It was so fucking gross.
I hate this. From two not dog people. This is my nightmare.
I even wrote, I don't even know what Sam was talking about. Listen, I don't let dogs lick my lips. I don't let dogs near my face. No. I'm certainly not going to take a bite after they lick a piece of pizza.
No. Or like when people let their dogs drink out of their drink.
Oh my God. Ew. Some girl on Love is Blind did it and I'll never fucking unsee it. It was wine. And I was like, should you give dogs wine?
No.
Sounds awful.
But don't worry. You zoning out on this conversation is just Sam drunkenly telling Kyle multiple ways that his energy builds up the house energy. So like he'll be fine as a dad.
Great. Amazing. So Maya and Chris talk outside about Nicole. It's the girl he almost threw out in the pool. But he like got her number, so maybe he'll call. But we find out Chris grew up with 4 brothers, and then he immediately went to the Marine Corps. So he really hasn't been around girls. So he's here to talk to girls, and he doesn't want to force anything because love finds a way. And this explains why Chris is a little bad at flirting. So I'm gonna give him a pass. He's trying. He's out on these streets. I'm not out on these streets.
No,
I gotta give it to him.
I have no game. And you know what?
Oh, I got game. I'm just not out on the streets.
I feel like I would be as awkward as Chris is at this. But like you said, like at least he's trying.
He's trying. He's out on these streets. Okay. So then we're all in the kitchen deciding what we got to do. The night is up to the titties, and Danielle's titties are pointing east. We are going out to the inn.
Hell yeah.
Sam is so excited to go to Montauk. She's like, Kyle, we're going to Montauk, right? And he's like, no, I have babies now. And this is immediately when I was like, get your babies the fuck out of my summer house.
I
go to Montauk.
Was weirdly proud of him, but annoyed at the same time because I'm like, Kyle, you are the most dependable party boy. You are finally settling down, like being reasonable about things. No, I can't have you do this season.
I need your dogs to leave. Like Carl and Lindsay will take care of the dogs. You have to go out.
I've never needed you to go out more in my life.
God, it's just like before I would beg Kyle, like stay home with Amanda.
Yes.
And now I'm fucking begging him to ditch her
Never
ass.
Thought I'd be mad. Never thought I'd be here. I want
the fight. I want her to babysit the dogs. I want him out with Sam, Danielle, and Gabby. I wanted it.
That would have been incredible.
Fuck you. Yeah. Fuck you. Get out of here.
I was so annoyed.
Whatever. Anyway, Lindsay wants to go to Montauk immediately.
Yes.
Her eyes light up. It's like she's seen the God himself, and she's like, oh, we're going to Montauk.
And she keeps asking people. She's like, "Oh, are you going?" Like she keeps wanting to talk about it.
She like kind of looks at Carl, and she's like, like they're at the kitchen island, and she's like, "Do you want to go to Montauk?" And he's like, do you want to go? And she's like, either way. But you can tell she's like,
as radiant as she is about wanting to go, either way. He's the polar opposite. Like it is not happening.
They're not having the hard conversation. No. I want to go to Montauk, and I can tell you don't want to go to Montauk, but like, should I go to Montauk?
Yes. They're tiptoeing around and they're just not saying anything rather than being honest with each other. It's exactly what Danielle is saying.
She wants to go so bad. And Danielle says in the past, Lindsay would have been totally down to go to Montauk.
Yes.
So, and you can tell she's,
to be
honest,
dying. Lindsay is more consistent about going out than Kyle is.
Yeah.
And Lindsay and Danielle would always be on the prowl every single night.
Yeah. And this isn't even like, oh, I want to stay back with Carl. This is like, I want to go to Montauk. How do I go to Montauk? Carl, should we go to Montauk? So,
but the only way, quote unquote, she can go is if Carl goes. And that's a weird red flag to me.
It's weird. But then she looks at Sierra and she's like, are you going to Montauk? Sierra's like, I don't know. Are you going? And Lindsay goes, you're the one who's single. You should go. And she's like, so what the fuck? And then Amanda goes, that never stopped Kyle.
I thought that was so funny.
So funny. So then we find out Maya's not going to go to Montauk, and Chris is leaning towards no, and Carl's going to make a fire, which we didn't get any side of this fire because if it's not Luke's fire, it's probably not that good a fire.
How have we been talking about Sam going to Montauk all day and everybody's bailing?
I get we've been drinking, but we are on a goddamn fucking TV show. Okay, we're going to Montauk. Listen, these new age chickens, Sam and Gabby, they got energy for days. They should be going to Montauk. I got to give it to Danielle, who's diehard Montauk.
Incredible.
She's in her 30s and she's like, we're gonna go to Montauk, right, you guys?
I've never been so happy that she is on this show. She is really doing the most this season when so many people write her off.
She is doing drama. She was doing hard conversations. She is making sure she knows the beats too. She's like, I got to talk to Carl over here. Then I got to go talk to Lindsay. I got to talk about them behind.
In the last few years has making that transition from B character to A character. Oh, and she is full front, like
she's an A character.
Yep.
And she's going out. She knows what is asked of her. Her, Sam, they're going to go to Montauk. Sam is so fucking pumped. Yes. And then Lindsay and Danielle talk really quick. And Lindsay's like, if I was single, I would go to Montauk. And Danielle's like, I'm not single. And Lindsay's like, yeah, but like your boyfriend's not here. I'd be like leaving my boyfriend and coming back, which I get. I get you don't want to do.
Yes. But like it is different, like Danielle's boyfriend not being a part of the house and not being there. Yes. Like she's a solo person in this house.
I also think it would be different if Robert was here for like one weekend. Danielle went out without Robert, right? Because he's not here all the time. But Lindsay and Carl live together. They're in the summer house. She could just go out with her best friend. Like I was like,
if you start a sentence with "I can't because I'm not single," and it just has to do with going out and having fun, there's a problem.
There's a weird. And I get Carl's sober and you want to be here, but you've been drinking all day. Just like go to Montauk.
It's like, again, you can leave him one weekend. This is like the 4th weekend and you guys do everything together. So you going out with girls, it's all girls too, going out, it shouldn't be this weird.
Or just have the hard conversation of, are you going to be pissed if I go to Montauk? Tell me the truth. I want to go, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's the thing. She doesn't even ask, hey, I kind of want to go. What are your thoughts on this?
Are you okay with that? Does that work? I'll sneak in later. It'll be fine.
I don't even want her to have to do that. That's how not honest they are. You shouldn't have to ask for permission, but because you guys never talk, you aren't gut checking with each other how you're feeling about things.
Also, if I'm Carl and I know Lindsay so well, I know she wants to go to Montauk.
It kind of annoys me. He's not just go to Montauk. You clearly want to go.
He just go out with your friend Danielle, who you probably never see alone anymore. I'll be here when you get back.
You should be championing your girlfriend's friendships.
What is she scared she's gonna miss with Carl? He's just gonna soberly go to bed.
I don't know. He's clearly gonna be fine. He's gonna have a fire with some dudes.
He wants to have a friendship with Chris. He wants more dude friendships. Let this dude make his dude friendships. I don't know. I was literally pissed at both of them.
Yep.
So then, so Lindsay's your relationship is you not being around your boyfriend. Mine is not like that.
Yeah.
And Lindsay's because if I was single, I would go. And Danielle's like, look, you could go to Montauk and just hang out with me. And Lindsay's like, that's a really far way to go to hang out, Danielle.
You used to do that all the time. Don't start now. No.
I highly doubt.
Distance doesn't matter.
It doesn't, because Lindsay's like, come to my apartment, and Danielle's like, no, Carl's there. I just want to hang out with you. It's still important to keep up your friendships one-on-one. And my personal, again, the couples are going to come for me. But my friend just got engaged. She's been dating her boyfriend for 8 years. And he always is like, go hang out with Alicia. Go visit Alicia in New York without me. Go do these things.
You can't form a relationship if there are multiple people in the middle of it.
Yes.
A relationship is 1-to-1.
Yes. It's insane to me. So it's 11:09 p.m. Sam, Gabby, and Danielle are top 3. They're going to Montauk. The other girls are planning a brunch for tomorrow for Amanda's birthday, and everyone else starts to go to bed. So I love that we at least get some drunk girls, because we see some videos of them dancing, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for them coming home drunk.
Yes. Thank God we got this. This helped end on a good note.
Tremendously. So it's Sunday, 1:13 a.m. The girls are back. There's so much pizza, and thank God, because we're gonna fucking eat it. And then Sam, we find out, got ghosted by Tim.
I'm pissed for her.
I'm pissed because on the second date, she said, I don't want to sleep with you because I don't want it to be like a hit it and quit it situation. And he was like, I would never do that. But here they are.
Ooh.
Here we are.
Mm.
So then Sam, I thought it was a joke at first because Sam's like, imagine having a crush on me. Ew. Because it's like, Sam, you're hot. Everybody would be
Yes.
lucky to have a
Well,
crush on you.
I like people who are self-deprecating, you know,
Yeah,
like
me, us,
I'm such a little idiot, you know? I'm a
me.
little DNS over here for all
I
those
say,
Vanderpump Rules people.
I'm super D and S.
I'm not going to say the DNS words, but I am dumb and stupid.
Same. I love self-deprecation. I do it all the time. So I thought this was hilarious. Like, fuck this dude. Like, you having a crush on me. But
Yeah.
then she goes, like, I get it. I'm fucking annoying. I apologize to people for my personality. And I'm like so embarrassed and ashamed. And Danielle clearly was like, wait, what? And Gabby says, she's like, I get it. It's a trauma thing.
Yeah.
And so Sam opens up about being emotionally and mentally abused by her ex. And like him telling her that she didn't look right or feel right or do things right or were too loud when she was too loud when she laughed or got too excited and she's too much. And Danielle lets her know, like, listen, people may have told you that, but in this house, you come across as genuine, kind-hearted, and a lovely person. And Sam says, like, in this house, her trauma and insecurity is just coming back. But thank God for Danielle because, like, yeah, fuck them. Danielle's just gonna, or not Danielle, Sam's just gonna live her life.
I like see Danielle is such a good friend. Like
She
is
really
so
is.
good at like hyping people up and making them feel like valued and appreciated and like just off like she lets her friends live authentically themselves and that's all she wants. And you can see that's the battle that Danielle has with Lindsay is she just wants that for Lindsay. But like Sam needs this like validation that like, no, you don't like talk too loud. You don't laugh too loud. Like just do you. Live your life for you.
Yeah. And you know what? This makes me so goddamn mad because Sam, yeah, she talks a lot, sure. And she like I think that girl, I think I told you I work with her. She went to college with Sam and said Sam was like always on. She's always like this. But that's just the way the Sam is. And honestly, it's enjoyable. And she seems like the type of person that you would be so comfortable around. Like she would automatically make you feel comfortable.
I really liked Sam talking to Kyle about his energy because I think Sam is very similar. Like she constantly brings the energy, constantly, you know, is willing to do stuff and it's like people feed off of her.
Yeah, and I don't think she's like too peppy or anything.
No.
Is like a nightmare.
Like she sets the tone.
But no. Yeah, no, I meant with her energy. I don't think it's peppy. I don't think it's too much because peppy energy makes me like angry. I think she's just always willing to be 100% herself.
Yeah.
Like when I wake up in 40% at best. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sam like is always 100 and I love that. I love her. I think she's star.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they at 1 a.m. are like, should we do skincare?
Oh,
I was like,
you will never find me doing A, I don't have a skincare routine, but B, I'm not a like get it together drunk girly. I'm like maybe a makeup wipe touches the face and I hope for the best.
That's why I was like, drunk. We're gonna do a skincare routine.
Good for them. Good for them.
That's why they look so good.
I know. And that is why I look like this and they look like that.
Same. Okay, so it's Sunday, 7:28 a.m. Maya and Sarah are up, or Maya and Sierra, my God, are up. They're gonna go get bagels and donuts and everything. They clean a little downstairs. Paige is up. She's gonna get out of bed.
This is a miracle.
Yeah, she's only out of bed for Amanda and her birthday brunch. Paige sets the table. Sierra and Maya come back to a clean kitchen, all done by Paige.
You know what this is showing? If they wanted to, they would.
They
would.
Like
that the boys.
Yep. If they wanted,
if the girls wanted to clean, they would. They can.
They make a nice little bagel spread. Carl goes out for a run. Maya and Paige then talk on the couch about how Lindsay definitely wanted to go out, but Carl didn't, and that's why she didn't go out. Ooh. And Paige is like, and they both are like, we never want to go out, so like we wouldn't. Yeah. But like we could totally tell she wanted to go out. Paige feels like Lindsay is trying to act better for Carl, but it's at the expense of what she wants to do.
Yeah, she's not being herself. We've watched her for 7 years now.
She's
Lindsay would have gone
reliable.
out.
Yeah, she's
Whether she was in
reliable.
a relationship or not. Like, we've seen her in relationships.
Everett always went out with her because they're psychos.
Yes. They were also like young sprite
Young.
chickens there, but like,
Yeah. But they agree, like sometimes people are different and they want different things. And Maya's like, yeah, look at me and Oliver. Like, and we find out Oliver's one of the most outgoing people in the world. Like, he has
yeah.
500 friends and Maya has 5.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Like, them doing separate summer houses is probably for the best because
smart.
like Oliver can be like the Lindsay type and go out and do all the things he wants. And like Maya can sit at home with the girlies.
Yeah, that's what Maya wants to do. I think if Maya
Yes.
wanted to go out, she'd go see Oliver.
Yes. And but she's
they
not gonna hold
understand.
him back from being
No.
his like fullest self.
Authentic self. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of the girls go outside to clean. We find out the confetti is biodegradable. Shout out Gabby, saving the planet.
Go Mother Earth.
So Danielle walks downstairs and the girls are like, how was last night? And Danielle's like, it was fun, I think, until we got kicked out for Sam laying on a pool table.
I love this.
So funny.
I wanted video of this. Give me a flashback.
I wanted to be there.
This is why we need everyone from the house out because somebody would have caught this on camera.
It would have been fun. You know what? This makes me not even want to go to the Hamptons in the summer to find out if I can run into the summer house cast because I'm not gonna. They're not gonna even
They're literally
go
at
out
home
anymore.
Maybe that's part of it is like they don't want to be out in public.
Too bad.
That's annoying, but yeah.
You signed up. If you don't want to go out in public, fine, but you better get wasted at the house.
That's like, the thing. Like, throw better parties with like people you want there. Like, do another little slumber party. Get Luke in here and make some bomb ass fires.
Go get wasted. Throw gasoline in the fire. Light this bitch up.
Jump in the pool. Something. Like, come on, skinny dip. Like, there's so many things they could do.
So we get Amanda. Happy birthday, Amanda. Everyone sings. Lindsay and Carl missed the song, but Carl hugs Amanda after and Lindsay stands behind her.
That kind of spoke volumes to me.
Yeah.
How do you miss this? Like, Lindsay didn't go for a run.
She just didn't want to go downstairs.
No.
So we all sit down, we eat. And last year, Kyle says he really dropped the ball. And we get a clip of Luke giving Amanda a better birthday present than Kyle did.
God.
I forget what Luke gave her, but Amanda really loved it. Like an adoption, like a puppy. I made a donation.
Yes, it's something similar along the lines of like he adopted something in her name or like a star in her name or just something.
I think
it was something she wanted or like is obsessed with.
Dogs. That's why
I think she donated money. He donated money.
Shelter.
Yeah.
I don't know, in her name. It was something crazy like that, but she loved it. But Kyle wants to make up for it. So we got Amanda artwork and she seems really happy about it.
She said, oh, he listened. So I think she said she wanted something from this artist.
Most excited that he listened.
Yes.
Okay, so we cheers to Amanda's 31st. It's time to leave the house. And as we're leaving, Lindsay goes up to Amanda as a direct communicator.
Yep.
And is like, hey, what are you doing this week? And Amanda's like, I'm getting dinner with my family, but that's it. And Lindsay's like, we should get together this week. Would you be open to that? And Amanda's like, I will check my calendar and let you know. And we're all nervous. I felt nervous in this situation.
Oh, God.
And that's how it fucking ends.
You know what? For the first time this season, I'm excited for the next episode.
Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, so next time we do a party bus. They initiate Chris into the boys club. Robert is here.
Finally, but it looks a little rocky if I'm honest.
I know, but I love Robert, so I'm happy. Lindsay kind of comes at Paige. Paige kind of goes for Lindsay. Carl says they should tell the real shit. I don't know what that means. And then it looks like there's like this girls' dinner, and they talk about Lindsay not going out in Montauk and like wanting to go out in Montauk, and then Danielle having some opinions on what Lindsay has to say.
Yeah, I think next week is a girls' night out and guys stay home.
When Robert's in town, Danielle should not let that happen.
No, well, we might get like 2 weekends, or maybe Robert is only here for a night. Because he wasn't at the boys' night stuff.
Okay, do you want to do fun, not fun, or would you like to do podcast by the people?
I say fun, not fun.
Okay. Do you have
Because I like it just my thoughts before I hear other people's, if I'm
okay.
honest.
Where do you want to start? And I have mine ready.
Let's do fun.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna pick Sierra, aka Karma Brown.
Fun.
I know. She really cracked me up this whole entire episode. I thought she was absolutely a 10 out of 10. She even helped with Amanda's birthday, which I thought was really nice. She's not getting involved in a ton of drama. She's really enjoyable without Austin or Luke.
Yeah.
I guess
Good
like
point.
Austin or Hannah, because she's like fine with Luke. Because Winterhouse, she wasn't that bad.
As long as she doesn't have like a boy drama for Luke and her to talk about.
Yes. So I really liked Karma Brown. I thought she was great.
Incredible. I'm accepting Danielle.
I knew it.
I think she just hit everything on my summer house watch checklist. Like she partied, she had fun. You know, she was part of the drama, part of some serious conversations, you know, moving some plot a lot around, giving Lindsay and Carl like really great feedback. My buzzword for the episode is feedback, but like that Danielle is a good friend. She goes hard for her friends.
She does.
Whether it's to your face or like for you, you know, to you, like other people. She's consistent and I really appreciate it. And you can see it with Sam and, you know, with Lindsay, and Lindsay may not want it right now, but like Danielle's going to be the same type of friend she was 40 years ago.
Yeah. Danielle was great.
I love her.
Do you want to go first for not fun?
I'm struggling with this one. There are some people I want to pick, but it's just like,
No one was that not fun.
No.
I have one though.
Okay, go.
I'm gonna pick Kyle because I'm disappointed he didn't go out. I am. I think as designated Mr. Summerhouse, summer is fun. We're gonna go out.
Not fun.
Kyle was not fun.
Yeah.
I expect more out of him, and I'm disappointed when he does not deliver.
Yeah.
Period.
I'm actually annoyed with myself for picking this.
No.
I'm sorry, I have to pick Lindsay.
No.
And the thing is, I've been sitting here all episode trying to find someone else.
You should have picked Carl. He didn't let her go out.
Yeah, but I really like Carl's handling of his conversation with Lindsay or with Kyle. You know what really tips it over the edge is her not going out. Like that really irks me because going into this episode, I was gonna always pick Lindsay, but when we talked through the Lindsay stuff, you're right. Like I enjoyed the reality TV of Lindsay, you know, like she's showing up for me, but I need her to go out. Like I want her to be loose and have fun. Like it's summer.
I get it.
It's like you have max 8 weeks that you have to do this of your year.
You're right. I get it. I'm just sad because I love her so much.
I know. I tried. I'm telling you, if somebody else could have just been a really shitty person this episode, I would have loved to not pick her.
It hurts.
You brought me around on her this episode.
I know she needs to because she didn't go out, right? If Kyle's getting picked for that, Lindsay also deserves to get picked for that.
Especially because she really wanted to.
She wanted to a lot, yeah. Kyle didn't even want to. I'm just not going to pick Lindsay.
I get it.
Okay, so podcast by the people. Are you ready?
I am.
Also, I'm going to say this here. I will say it on Vanderpump Rules too. Please, I will miss your comment if it's not on my designated post. Okay, so if you want me to read something, please post it on the post that I post for the week.
Yes, you can still chat on episodes and chat with everybody.
We just might not read it. There's a good chance I'll miss it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tyranny said, okay, here are my thoughts for after this week's episode. And yes, this is real time during watching, so I'll be jumping around. Cannot wait. Kymanda's dogs are just adorable. That's all, and they need to come every week from now on. No, I disagree. Because Kyle will never go out again. Worst party ever. Love the theme, but Gabby girl, you had one job. Again, I will never blame Gabby for this. I am disappointed in the cast.
I think there's a lot of shared blame here, but I was very disappointed for this being the only party.
Can we discuss Sierra? Holy shit, she looks hot. Karma Brown forever. It's the best. Maya toasting to tequila is pretty funny. Girlfriend is getting shit faced, and I'm here for it. Yeah, fucking should have gotten shit faced.
You know what? Maya was also carrying the party along.
Kyle and Carl. Yep, fucking done with both their asses. Nothing else done. I thought this was a great conversation.
I need them to be like actual friends again. I feel like they keep talking about moving past the issues. Like they did the work issue and now they're doing the friend issue. Yeah. But like, are they actually going to be friends next episode? Because if not, then this still sucks. Like having conversations means nothing unless they're going to like have fun together.
Yeah, it's just not it. Chris talking to the girls and just lying his ass off. LMAO. This editing between the conversation and his confessionals was chef's kiss. Yeah, the Bravo producers worked overtime on that. That was great. Okay, now on to Lindsay and Danielle stuff. Paige telling Lindsay about Danielle agreeing it's too soon. Do you think Paige really thought Lindsay knew how Danielle felt?
I don't think Paige thought about it.
I don't think she thought about it. I think when she saw how shocked Lindsay was, she should have retreated, but I don't think she did this maliciously.
I agree.
I don't think so. And she wanted to stir the pot. Maybe. I mean, good for her. We're on a TV show. Danielle didn't talk shit to the girls. All she did was answer a question that she was asked.
Yeah.
I agree. Saying it's too fast is like,
I don't think this is some big negative, like we're out to get you thing that Lindsay's making it.
Wild.
And that's also why I don't think Paige thinks it's such a big deal to say the comment.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get over how saying I think I would
literally laugh at my friends if they were so upset I said you're going fast.
I would too. I'd look at them and
I'd be like,
so where are you offended? Where are you offended? What part of this did I insult you?
Yeah.
Let me know. Okay, rating the party. Haha, 6.5 was being generous.
I agree.
I can't do this to
in
Gabby.
The collective summer house. It's not her fault.
It was probably a 4
on my scale.
Hurts. Can we discuss the budding friendship between Sam and Kyle? I'm digging it. Yeah, these two are very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I do understand that. Okay, so Lindsay has completely changed her personality to appease Carl. I get people changed in a relationship, but for her to change what made Carl fall in love with her, what made Carl fall in love with her to between with? No, I just hope they figure that out, especially Lindsay. Yeah, Carl did fall in love with her because she was a party animal and kind of crazy.
Yeah. I just think there needs to be balance. Like, I think it is really good for her to like settle down a little bit more and like kind of go into Carl's world a little bit, but like she should still be able to be herself. It's all about a balance.
I agree. And like he knows who you are. He knows you want to go to Montauk. I don't know why he just didn't look at you and say, go to Montauk.
I think he doesn't want her to, and I don't think that's healthy.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. Okay. I love what Danielle said to Sam. Oh, it was chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, Tierney.
Women supporting women.
So final thoughts. Carl and Kyle need to grow the fuck up. I want to shave Kyle's sideburns and mustache and cut the fucking mullet. I cannot wait for the Lindsay and Amanda talk.
Me neither.
Same. That's gonna be wild. Also, the mullet looked really bad in his interview, but for the sake of the party, it all kind of worked.
His summer hair length isn't pissing me off yet, but yeah, I had the same moment in his interviews. Way longer.
It's bad.
I hate it.
It's really bad.
It doesn't work for me. It's a no.
Jackie said, okay, so I'm starting to see Lindsay in a different context now, and I am seeing her change for Carl in not the best way. I don't like she didn't go out, even though she 100% wanted to, just because Carl didn't. And I know from experience, you need to be able to do things without your significant other. And it's healthy to have different interests and friends as much as you share them. Now, I'm starting to worry. Okay, Jackie's married. So these two single bitches might have one opinion, but Jackie agrees.
Yeah,
So
we got a relationship or agreeing.
Not just a relationship, a marriage. Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much.
It's
I
interesting because
agree.
on Vanderpump, like we don't really have this type of relationship drama on that side of things. You don't really have like you can't do stuff on your own.
This is less this is less like I'm cheating on you and more is like here are some real adult things that we have to go through.
Yeah.
In a relationship.
They're like what like normal people would kind of get like lost in their relationship and lose themselves. But like it's so interesting that like Summer House is always like the normal real people kind of things.
Yeah, but this
just
is
with
more
some crazy
normal.
parties mixed in, and then Vanderpump is just like Scandival.
Yeah, like that. I have absolutely 100% faith that Scandival will never happen in my life.
Exactly.
Like that's wild to
me. But like, can you imagine this type of conversation happening on Vanderpump? We'd be like, this is trash.
No, they would have already cheated.
True.
Like even if Lindsay and Carl, if they were on Vanderpump, they would have both stayed in, and somehow someone would have cheated still. And then that's what would happen.
Oh god.
Okay. Tierney responded to Jackie and said, right, there's a difference between respecting the relationship and remaining your own person. I really hope Lindsay doesn't completely lose herself. Maybe this is what broke up Lindsay and Danielle. I can see it being the catalyst. Yeah, I can see Danielle being annoyed that this is like Lindsay now.
We get that. We got that on the preview. Like Danielle basically says, like, oh, you had no reason to go to Montauk. What about me? I
agree though. Like I would be Danielle. I'd be like, what about me?
Like Paige, Sierra, and Maya like spotlighted some issues to Danielle about like her friendship with Lindsay, and then like Danielle's slowly seeing actions that align with that, you know, like she's finally seeing the writing on the wall.
She can see clearly now. The rain has gone. Okay, so Casey says, I know everyone is loving Gabby, and I am too, but she seems pretty high maintenance. I would have been stressing like Maya for the lack of preparation. Listen, Gabby is high maintenance, and there's nothing bad about that. It's like saying she moves too fast. We get it. She's high maintenance. I'm high maintenance.
Yeah.
You want low maintenance?
Also, there is a difference because like Gabby being high maintenance, she said she typically would hire someone to do this, so she does not probably know how to time manage this.
And no one's taught her anything. But I get it. I think Gabby knows what she likes, and she's not going to settle for anything less. And she likes to hire people, and she didn't know she could do that.
Yeah.
Haha. Okay. Loved the party theme and outfits. Parties still seemed a little lackluster, but so glad to see a party and then people going out. Yeah, it's sad that we're like begging for this, right?
It like this is the whole premise of the show, and we're not getting it.
I saw a TikTok that was like, this is for the cast of Summer House and only for the cast of Summer House. If you're not the cast of Summer House, please keep scrolling. And that was like, actually, this is just for Andrea. And then it was a picture of Andrea, and she's like, thank you so much for like giving us what we want. That's all we could have asked for. And that was like the end. It was like, oh fuck you, God. Summer House.
I want Andy to be like, what the fuck were you guys doing last summer? Like,
I'll ask the question about the Jackson Brittany like coalition, whatever. You be like, how did it feel to have the lamest summer of Summer House air? Were you upset by
what was the decision to not throw many parties this summer?
How come no one went out? Question mark. Okay, so Casey says, this seems like the beginning of the end for Lindsay and Danielle. Basically, I feel like Danielle's upset that Lindsay is now constantly choosing her relationship / Carl over their friendship, and Danielle has lost both of them as friends.
Yeah, when I think Danielle doesn't look at it as like it has to be choosing him over me. Like, why can't we just all exist together?
Yes, I think it is Lindsay being like, this is my relationship, and that is number one, and you are number two.
It is the only thing.
But yeah, I think it's probably Lindsay putting the pressures of like, I have to make my relationship number one.
Yes.
Loved Paige for bringing the drama. She don't care. She's stirring the pot. I again don't know if she knew, but then she saw it and went with it.
Maybe just like in her natural zone, you know? Like people think
Yeah.
she's just mean girl and left, right, center, but I think she's just being.
Okay, so I read this last comment and I want to preface with I hate the show Friends.
I can't wait to see what this is.
And this like the exact reason I have never finished Friends. Okay, I want to make it clear. I tried once to watch Friends full
What year?
through.
How old were you?
I was in college.
Okay.
I stopped because of what you're about to write in this
That
comment,
is
Casey.
so funny.
Lindsay and Carl are like when Joey and Rachel got together on Friends. Makes sense, but doesn't feel quite right. No, Rachel and Joey made no sense. And that's the minute I shut the TV off.
But that is a good analogy of like, it's
No,
just kind of weird.
no. I mean, it is weird. It feels like a brother and a sister were like, we're never going to get married to anyone else. Should we do it? Like,
It feels like two adopted like kids where they're not biologically related. So like technically there's no like weird science problems, but it still doesn't make sense.
It's so, and I think it's because, right, like Craig and Paige got together off camera, and given they weren't like best friends, but they gave us time to like warm up to this relationship.
Yeah.
I'm so confused still by this.
Yes,
This
because Lindsay and
Carl.
Carl literally moved in together right before we started this season and are so defensive if anybody has any comments or questions. And we're like, we need to catch up.
We still don't even really know like how they got together, like their first date. What, like, I just want a time. I want you to walk me through
We've
when
never
you
seen
fell
them
in
go
love.
on a date.
When did they fall in love? What was the moment Lindsay was like, this is it?
Who said I love you first? Like, what? When did that happen?
Where were you? Did you call Danielle? Like, okay, but that's all we have for podcast.
I need Lindsay to like gossip with her girlfriend about like how in love she is, like the positive things. Like Lindsay's not talking to anyone about her relationship.
No, because it's a fairy tale.
She can't say anything because
it's all weird. It's all weird.
It kind of feels like all smoke and mirrors. Like if they don't talk about it, then there's no problems. And so then like, but then they can't talk about anything.
Also, I can just not stress enough how I was honestly upset about the Montauk thing. Why didn't Carl just say, I know you want to go to Montauk, just go? It seems really selfish to be like, don't go.
Stay, don't you want your girlfriend to be like 100% herself?
I'm not saying it is. No one come for me. It looks controlling to be like, don't go to Montauk for me.
He didn't say that though.
No, you're right.
If he would have said that, it is. But like, he's not pushing her to be her best self and her be 100% her.
And maybe he's seen her sober and now thinks that's her best
I think that's it. It's like he doesn't want her to be drinking because I just think it annoys him at this point. And I get why.
I get it, but if she wants to.
Again, for 8 weeks out of the year.
Just let her get drunk. She's not, Lindsay's the most loyal person. She's not going to hook up with anyone.
Yeah.
She's literally going to come home to you.
No, I think he just doesn't want to deal with it.
Oh, but I want to deal with it.
I know.
Whatever. Okay, but thanks for listening. Again, if you are interested in Scandal, now is the time to pick up Vanderpump Rules. But if you just want to stay with Summer House, that is fine. We will continue to do this. Join our Patreon, leave a 5-star review, do all the things. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Bye.